Hello. Today I'm going to be talking about one position that Edinburgh Rugby really need to improve on. Um, and this won't be what you think. Um, if you don't know, Edinburgh have just released kind of a sheet thing with the current players, first team players for next season, and kind of shows the squad depth and stuff. And now apparently they are still got one or two big signings to make before the start of next season. Obviously, we don't know who they are. But I just wanted to make this and talk about one position that I saw definitely needing strengthened, and that position is number 8 for Edinburgh. Now, obviously, Edinburgh's main number 8, Bill Mattett's a brilliant, brilliant player. I'm not saying skill wise they need any more players, it's the depth. They've only got two. You've got Bill Matter and you've got Ben Muncaster. Now, both of them are outstanding players, but we all know that they both can be fairly injury prone. Matt especially seems to pick up one big injury a season and misses a good chunk of the season usually through one big injury, which is concerning. He's a very good player. I love Matt a lot, but his injury record is slightly concerning. And Muncaster's only been around for a couple of seasons. He's still a young player, but I think he is showing that he can pick up injuries as well. He's not invincible either. And those are the only two kind of main number 8s. You'd then have to move like a flanker or something, which works, but for the level that Edinburgh want to be competing at, they need another number 8. They don't need to be like a top, I'm not saying, oh, go and sign, one of the best number 8s in the world. Just someone, they don't even need to be good enough for the first team. Well, I'd hope every signing's good enough for the first team. But they don't need to necessarily be able to challenge for the first team. I just want a backup. I don't really know a player out there. Um, maybe they bring up a youth player. I'd love for that to happen. But I feel like they'd be probably better off going and signing somebody. I think it was a mistake to let Magnus Bradbury go. I get why he went to Bristol, due to the fact that he is a top class player and that they probably just offered him a lot more money than Edinburgh can, which that's always the issue with the Scottish teams, is that they lose a lot of the big players to some of the bigger English and French clubs because they offer more money. Yeah, I really think Edinburgh need a new number 8. And they don't need a new one, they just need strength in the number 8 position. All the rest of the positions are fine. The only other concern I had from that team sheet thing was that they still had Kinghorn listed as a 10, and then 2 youth players at fullback behind Boffelli, which I don't mind, but if you moved Kinghorn to 15, then okay, you'd only have 2 10s, but I feel like Savala and Healy are probably good enough. You can only play with 2 10s, and then Kinghorn can move if desperately needed. But I'd rather see Kinghorn more at 15 than 10. I think he's better at 15 than 10. But yeah, so from that team sheet, I think Edinburgh probably quite desperately need a number 8 to strengthen up the squad and to make sure that no one, they're not stuck playing a flanker there. The last thing I want to see is Jamie Ritchie at number 8, although he'd probably do it fine. I just don't think he'd be able to do it to the calibre that someone on the level of it, even if it's the same level as Muncaster or something, someone, they don't need to be as good as Mata, just as good as Muncaster. That's what I think anyway. Let me know if you kind of agree or not, and I'll see you next time.